My son, 22, admitted that he forced himself on someone at a party, and my wife is covering for him. I need to write this out because I can't say it to anyone I know. 3 weeks ago, my son went to his best friend's engagement party. Nothing unusual. He's 22. He goes out. He comes home. Around 2 a.m., I heard the front door, then voices in the kitchen. My wife was up with him for a long time. I figured he drank too much and she was making him eat something. I went back to sleep. I wish I hadn't. The next morning, my wife looked like she hadn't slept at all. She kept starting sentences and stopping. Finally, she said our son went too far with a girl at the party. I asked what that meant. She said he felt terrible, that he'd been crying, that he was drunk, and things got out of hand. Every answer was about how he felt. None of them told me what he did, so I went upstairs and asked him myself. He sat on the edge of his bed and couldn't look at me. Then he said it. She told him to stop. He didn't stop. That's what my son admitted to me in his childhood bedroom, under the same posters he's had since 9th grade. I don't remember walking back downstairs. My wife was waiting, and she went straight into damage control. He was drunk. The girl had been flirting with him all night. He's not that kind of person. One mistake shouldn't ruin his whole future. I told her there's a girl out there whose life might already be ruined. She looked at me like I was the one attacking this family. 2 days later, 2 of his friends from the party showed up to explain. They said it was a misunderstanding, that the girl was into him. Then one of them let something slip. He said my son had liked this girl forever, and she kept leading him on. That's how I found out she was the same girl my son asked out twice before. She said no both times, so this wasn't some drunken accident with a stranger. I told his friends to get out of my house and never come back. My wife called me heartless. After that, the house turned into a cold war. My wife and son whispering in rooms and going quiet when I walked in. Silent dinners, me in the guest room. My son couldn't even eat at the same table as me. He'd take his plate upstairs like I was the dangerous one. She called me a traitor for not standing behind my own blood. Then last week, everything changed. My wife was in the shower and her phone was on the kitchen counter. A message popped up from the girl's mother. It said, "Stop contacting us." My stomach dropped. I opened the phone. I know that's wrong. I don't care. There were days of messages. My wife had been texting the girl's mother almost every night, offering money, $10,000 to make it all go away, saying pressing charges would destroy 2 families instead of 1, saying both kids were drinking and nobody really knows what happened. She even offered to have him apologize to the girl in person, like that would fix anything. My son knows what happened. He told us what happened. The girl's mother had barely replied except to say over and over, "Stop contacting us." I sat at that counter and felt sick. Then I wrote down her number. When I confronted my wife, she didn't even deny it. She said she was protecting our son. She said a real parent protects their child, and I'd do the same if I actually loved him. That's when it hit me. She's been protecting him like this his whole life. When he broke a neighbor's window as a kid, she paid for it quietly and called it an accident. When he got caught cheating in high school, she called the school until it went away. Every time, she cleaned it up. Every time, he learned that nothing sticks, and I helped by staying quiet. Not this time. That night, my son knocked on the guest room door. It was the first thing he'd said to me in weeks. He said, "Dad, please don't do anything. This could ruin my life." I told him, "You should have worried about hers." Yesterday, I texted the girl's mother. I said, "I'm his father. I believe your daughter. I'm not here to defend him. Can we talk?" We met at a coffee shop across town. Her parents looked like they hadn't slept in weeks. Their daughter hasn't been back to her classes since the party. Her mother slid her phone across the table and asked if I knew about the texts. I said I just found out, and I've never been more ashamed. Then I told them everything my son admitted, word for word. I told them if their daughter decides to report it, I will back up every single word, to the police, in court, wherever it matters. Her father shook my hand and couldn't get a word out. Her mother cried into her coffee. Last night, my wife did the laundry and found the coffee shop receipt in my jacket. She knew the town. She put it together fast. She's been screaming for hours that I chose a stranger over my own child, that I destroyed this family. My son stood on the stairs the whole time and never said one word. But I didn't destroy anything, and he's not a child. He stopped being a child the second he ignored the word no.